So we now move on to the last part of stoichiometry, that is called as chemical equations. This is one of the most important part of the chapter because irrespective of whether other things are asked or not in boards or any particular paper, a question from this particular part is definitely asked in the examination, and sometimes it could be also of 4 marks. So that's why it's very important to understand this thing properly. In fact, this is also, I could say, the summarized form of the stoichiometry. So except for the percentage composition and the empirical formula part, whatever we learned earlier about the Gay-Lussac's law, Avogadro's law, the mole concept, all these three combined together in an equation, and then you are finding out the volume or the mass or the number of atoms and molecules, whatever you are, or the number of moles also. So what that what you are finding out in from an equation is going to be there in the chemical equations. So chemical equations is going to be dealing with not only one particular kind of a physical quantity, but it will be dealing with the mass what of the reactants and products. It could be related to the volume of the reactants and products. It could be the number of atoms and molecules of the reactant and products. It can be even the liters, or volume we have already discussed. So it could be even the number of moles of the reactants and products. So accordingly, it will be a combination of all the different things what we have learned up till now. So we see over here, it's given that chemical equation is a balanced chemical transition reaction. Okay, it's a transition, that how one particular thing gets converted to another thing. That's a transition of the elements through forming from one compound to another compound. So in a chemical reaction, a rearrangement of particle results in change in the properties of the substance. Thereby the properties of the product formed are entirely different from those of the reactants. That's, we already know that in a chemical reaction, whatever is taking place, the reaction what is taking place, in that whatever the reactants are there, they will be having the and the products what are going to be formed, they will be having completely different properties. All reactants and products in the chemical reaction are represented by a set of formulas, thus giving the identity of each element taking part in the reaction, either as a reactant or as a product. So all of them are going to be given in the form of a formula. That is, we are going to use the chemical reactions or chemical equations are always written in form of symbols or formula. So what are the equation, what are the things, what are the information which a particular chemical equation can give you is, the chemical equation gives the information regarding first molecular proportion. So that is nothing but the balancing or the Gay-Lussac's law which we are talking about. So molecular proportion, one volume of this with one volume of this, or 1 mole of this with 2 moles of this, forming this particular thing. So that is molecular proportion. Second, relative mass, that is GMM. We are talking about the GM. What is the relative mass? ये इतना लिया तो ये कितना लिया? Okay, the mass. What is the mass of the substances which are going to be used? The relative volumes if gaseous. So reactants of the product and the product. So relative volumes. What is the volume we are going to get? That exactly is the Gay-Lussac's law. 2 volumes of hydrogen with 1 volume of oxygen give me 2 volumes of water in the gaseous state. But if it is not a gaseous state, in a liquid state, then it will be negligible. So we see over here that the reactants and the products ka volume are also be easily identified by the chemical equation. And not only the reactant side, the volume even found in the product side. That is exactly what we see in the Gay-Lussac's law also. So now we can see that the steps involved will be that whenever any particular question will be given to you, you will be framing a equation for the same. If the equation is given to you, good. If it is not given to you, then you will need to find it out. Like for example, most of the equations which will be given to you or asked over here may be an equation which are already existing in your syllabus. Like if they tell you that methane is burned in air, so already in the organic chemistry part we are learning that particular thing, that methane is CH4 and burning in air means O2. So CH4 plus O2 will give me CO2 plus H2O. So the resultant things are known to me. So they may not give you this thing. If they give you, you are lucky enough. So Then what you need to do is we are going to write the GMM of all the different products, all the different reactants and products which are formed in that particular equation. So whatever are the reactants and products are there, we are going to write that in the form over there. So the example what they are given over here is of the equation where it is taken as water. So they are taken over here that 2H2O gives you 2H2 plus O2. This is what is the reaction given to you. So first of all, we will find out the GMM of this thing. So gram molecular mass of this will be 2 into 18, and over here will be 2 into 2, and this will be 16 into 2, 32. Okay, this is how it is going to be. So this is over here is 36 grams, this is 4 grams, and this is 32 grams. So you can see over here that 36 grams of water will give you 4 grams of hydrogen and 32 grams of oxygen. So this, when we talk about the same thing in case of volume, then we know that volume wise it will be based on the moles. So here we know that we will not talk about this. We know that 32 grams is 1 mole of oxygen, so that will be equal to, this will be 32 grams, this will be equivalent to 22.4 liters of O2 at STP. So this is something, you know, then if you ask to this one, then also the same thing. So here we know that 2 grams is equals to 22.4 liters. So here we know that there will be 44.8 liters of H2 will be formed at STP. Right, this is liquid, so we are not going to say anything about it. So we can see that 36 grams of water will give me 22.4 liters of oxygen at STP, and it will give me 44.8 liters of hydrogen at STP. So this is something which is going to be there. Now if they give you that instead of this particular thing, they give you that the amount of water which I had taken was not 36 grams but it was 18 grams. Then what happens? Okay, अगर मैं 36 लिया होता तो I would have got this much. But if I take 18 grams, then what will happen? So I'll see over here 36 by 32, तो 18 पे कितना? Simple unitary method. Okay? Accordingly, I'll find that if 36 by 18 है तो 30 और 32 है तो 18 में कितना मिलेगा? 16 grams मिलेगा. So that will be equal to what? Now 32 is 22.4 liters. So 16 will be how much? That will be 11.2 liters. Got it? So in this way, you are comparing the GMM with the volume and with the number of molecules or the moles. So जो हम लोग ने mole concept में किया था, same thing we are going to do over here, and that is simple unitary method. Okay, so this is about the equation, chemical equation. So let's see one of the example over here. So I think I'll take one example which is slightly different or difficult, but anyway, and we are going to do these sums. So yeah, we'll take the fifth sum. So in the fifth sum they have given me, so let's read it out first and then we start. Thermal decomposition of calcium nitrate takes place as follows. So they are given the equation. The equation is 2CaNO3 twice gives me over here as 2CaO plus NO2 plus O2, 4NO2 plus O2. If the relative molecular mass of calcium nitrate is 164, so they have already given you that this is 164. So relative molecular mass, that is relative molecular mass of Ca is 164 grams. And calculate the carbon dioxide obtained at STP and the weight of calcium oxide obtained when 16.4 grams of calcium nitrate is heated at a constant. So here we are saying that भले इन लोग ने 164 दिया है इसका, right? But we are not taking 164. We are going to use only 16.4 grams. Okay. So first of all, you know that the amount of this use. So we'll find out the GMM of each and everything what you use over here. So GMM over here will be 164 is given for this much. So 2 into 164 is 328. I'll not put grams, so just keep it 328. because it is AMU also. So this is, or let's take it as grams. इसके अंदर ये कितना रहेगा? This is 2 into calcium is, they given the calcium as 40, so it is 40 plus 16, so 80 plus 16 is 96 grams. And we need to find out what the other thing is. We need to find out calculate the volume of nitrogen dioxide obtained and the calcium oxide obtained. So nitrogen dioxide also we know, so it is 4 into 14 plus 32, so that is 46. So 46 into 4, 4 into 46, 6 4s are 24 and 4 4s are 16, 17, 184 grams. So now this tells me that over here, see, I am doing it slightly different than what the textbook is showing us, because I am taking everything in one go. So we can see that 164 grams, oh sorry, not 164 grams, GMM over here is of this complete thing is given as 328, because this was given that this one is 2 into 164. Okay, so this 328, so that means that 328 grams gives me 96 grams of CaO and 184 grams of NO2. We know this much. Now what they asked us is find the volume of the nitrogen dioxide at STP and the weight of calcium oxide. So we can then, calcium oxide is easier when it is going to be 116.4. So first of all it will be 16.4 grams. So CaO will be X and this will be Y. पहले X के लिए, so we know that 328 into X is equals to 116.4 into 96. So X is equal to 164 into 96 upon 10 into 328. So this will be 2 and this will be as 48. So this is equals to 4.8 grams. Therefore, CaO formed is equals to 4.8 grams. Got it? This was the second part what they asked us, that CaO formed, sorry, it is, one sec, have I done a mistake over here? Yeah, it is 56, sorry, this is 80 plus 96 बराबर है. So okay, bracket is here. Sorry, 56 into 2, so 112. So this is not 96, this is 112, this is 112, so this is 56, so this is 5.6. So the second answer that was asked was weight of calcium oxide formed will be 5.6 grams. The second thing is over here, we want to find out the volume of NO2 formed. So first of all, we find out the grams and then convert into volume. So we know that 328 forms into Y is equals to 184 into 16.4. So Y is equals to 164 into 184 upon 328 into 10, because ये point के लिए 10. So this is 2 this is 92, this is 9.2 grams. Now you know that NO2 over here, you need to find out the volume, right? We know that 46 grams of NO2 occupies 22.4 liters. So 9.2 grams occupies Z liters. So Z will be equal to 9.2 into 22.4 upon 46. Understood? Now this will be 10 and this will be 2 Okay. So this will be equal to 44.8 के बदले 4.48 liters. So this is how we are going to find out that the total liters of NO2 formed will be 44.48 liters. So you can see that it is basically unitary method. First of all, we are finding out the masses because we are comparing the GMM directly. We are already given the grams of one particular thing. So that's why we are able to compare it much easily. अगर यही मुझे वॉल्यूम दिया होता तो I would have taken the volumes directly. In that case I would have taken something like a Gay-Lussac's law. But here it was given to me that the gram was there, so it is better for me, easier for me to use a GMM and find out the amount of grams which is going to be formed of different products. We did not do anything about O2 because they are not asked as any question regarding O2. If they would have asked a question about O2, we had to put over here as 32 and find out that thing also. We could have done that thing, but it was not asked, so we did not do it. Okay, so this is how we are going to use, if you want to solve the questions based on chemical equations. So we now move on to sum number 1 of exercise, which is on page number 96. So let's see the sums on chemical equations. We see the first sum as what mass of silver chloride will be obtained by adding excess of hydrochloric acid to a solution of 0.34 grams of silver nitrate. Okay, so we have an equation. We need to make an equation first for silver chloride and all. So since the equation is not given, we need to frame the equation. What mass of silver chloride is obtained when a solution of, so it is AgNO3 plus HCl will give you AgCl plus HNO3. So that is what is given to you, that what is the mass of silver chloride will be obtained by adding excess of hydrochloric acid to a solution of silver nitrate. So that is right, we need to have the equation. So this equation is present also in the chapter HCl. So as such, if at all you have any doubts, you can always refer to that. So AgNO3 by HCl will be AgCl plus HNO3. So first of all, as usual, we find out the GMM of each of this. So Ag is 108. It's 108 plus nitrogen is 14 plus C4 auxiliary 48. So that will be giving you as 8, is 16, 16 plus 4 is 20, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it will be 170. You wanted to know what quantity of silver chloride will be formed. So silver chloride is what we needed, is 108 plus 35.5. So that will give you as 1.5 and 5 and 3 and 4, 143.5. So this grams produces this many grams of AgCl. We need to find out. Now they have given us that what is the amount of hydrogen chloride, silver chloride formed by 0.34 grams. So we know that 170 grams produce this much, so 0.4 produce X. So this is what 170 grams of AgNO3 produces 143.5 grams of AgCl. Therefore, 0.34 grams produces X grams. So X will be equal to 0.34 into 143.5 upon 170. Okay, so that is equal to 34 into 143, 1345 into 100 into 10 into 170. So 34 5s are, and then 5 over here will be 5 2s are, 40 will be 8s are, and 7s are. So that will be equal to 0.287 grams. So amount of AgCl formed is equals to 0.287 grams. Okay, that was question number 1. We now move on to question number 2. What volume of oxygen at STP will be obtained by the action of heat on 20 grams of KClO3? So action will be obtained on action of heat at KClO3. So first of all, KClO3 on heating will give me over here. So we know that KClO3 when it is heated is going to give you KCl plus O2. Now this is going to be balanced in this way, so it will be 2. So 2 and 3 here. Now accordingly we have over the GMM. So GMM will be over here as 2 into 39 plus 35.5 plus 48. So that will be giving me as 48 and so 0.5 and then 9 plus 8, 6, 17, 17 plus 5 is 22. So it's 2 and then it is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 12. 12 into 2 because so that will be 245 grams. Whereas this one will be 3 into 32 is 96 grams. Now they are given that we have taken over here 20 grams of KClO3 and we need to find out that what is the value of oxygen we are getting, but we not only that we want to find out the total volume, that is the volume of O2 which is going to be brought about. So first of all we will first find out the grams में, उसके बाद उसको volume में convert करेंगे. So we know that 245 grams of KClO3 forms 96 grams O2. So 20 grams of KClO3 forms X grams. So X will be equal to 96 into 20 upon 245. Okay. So this gives you as 5 4s are 5 4 5 4s are 20 and 9 49. Yeah, you cannot do anything further. 7 nahi hoga. So this comes out to be 96 into 4 is 384 upon 49. That will be 7.84 equal to 7.84 grams. Now we know that 32 grams of O2 occupies 22.4 liters. Therefore, 7.84 grams of O2 occupies Y liters. So Y is equal to 7.84 into 22.4 upon 32. So it is 784 into 224 upon 32 into 1000. Okay. So 4 8s are 4 1s are 39s are 24 6 are. And then 8 1s so this is 4 2s are and 4 5s are 20 and 56. And then this will be 28. So it is 196 upon into 28, 48, 9 72, 76, 8, 15. This is 0, then it is 12, 18, so 19, 2 and 3. So there will be 8, 8, 4, 4.4, 9, 5 points, 5.488. So that is the equal to 5.488 liters. Okay, that's the answer for sum number 2. We now move on to sum number 3. So you can see the answers. The question is very simple. You need to know is GMM, compare the GMM, after comparing the GMM, whatever you want, whether you want it in volume or you want it in molecules, moles या जो भी है वो हम लोग मोल कॉन्सेप्ट यूज करेंगे. So पहले हम लोग यूज करेंगे GMM and then we are going to use the mole concept. This is what the basic idea about this particular questions are. Okay, so that was sum number 2. Now we move on to sum number 3. Sum number 3 is equation is given to you, so it's 3Cu plus 8HNO3 gives you 3CuNO3 twice plus 4H2O plus 2NO. That's the equation given to you. You need to find mass of copper needed to react with 63 grams of nitric acid. So we need to find out the mass of copper needed with 63 grams of nitric acid. And secondly, the volume of nitric oxide collected at the same time. NO collected at the same time. So we don't need this, we don't need this. We need this one, and this one. First one, this one. So we find out the GMM. So GMM of copper is already given to you as copper is 64. So it is 3 into 64. So that will be equal to for the 12 and 890, 192 grams. HNO3 will be 8 into 1 plus 14 plus 48. So that is 8 into, this will be 52, 62, 63. So that will be equal to 8 3s are 24 and 48 for 50. So 504 grams. And NO, we know that it is 2 into 14 plus 16 is 30. So 2 into 30 is equals to 60 grams. So we know that 192 grams of Cu requires 504 grams of HNO3. So we need to find out that what will be 63 grams is going to need. Okay, how much is going to 63 grams going to need this thing is what we need to find out. So we have over here 63 grams, तो इधर x grams और दूसरा यहाँ पे क्या चाहिए, we need to find out the volume. So this will be y liters is what we require over here. Okay, but we'll do it later on. First we'll take on this one. We know that 192 grams requires 504 grams HNO3. Therefore 63 grams requires x grams. So x is equals to 63 into 504 upon 192. It's slightly, we need to check it out. Yeah, one sec. Let me check this thing properly. Yeah, I thought so. I'm making a mistake. The mistake over here is they are given 63 grams over here. So this is x and this is 63 grams. So we can say that, or we can say 192 grams requires 504. So x grams requires 63 grams of HNO3. So therefore x will be equal to 192 into 63 upon 1504. Okay, so this we know that 63 8s are, and then 8 2s are 16, and then 32 will be 4. So that will be equal to 24 grams of Cu will be required. We say the next part, and that is the volume of NO2 required. So this we know that 504 grams forms of HNO3, 504 grams of HNO3 forms 60 grams NO. Therefore 63 grams HNO3 forms Y grams. So Y is equals to 63 into 60 upon 504. So that's 8 za, and this 4 2s and 4 15s. So it will be equal to 7.5 grams. Now we know that NO is 30. So 30 grams occupies 22.4 liters. Now pay attention over here, listen carefully that this 2NO doesn't mean that 60 grams means 22.4 liters. NO is the molecule. NO molecule का mass कितना है? 30 grams है. That's why 30 grams occupies 22.4 liters. Don't make this 60, then you go wrong. So 7.5 grams occupies Z liters. So Z is equals to 75 into 224 upon 10 into 10 into 30. So this is 10 and this will be 25. So that will give you as 224. 224 into 25. 25 4 is 100. 25 2 60 and 25 2 is 56. So that will be equal to 5600. So yeah, that is equals to 5.6 liters. So the answer for the third sum will be 5.6 liters. Okay, that was sum number 3. We now move on to sum number 4, but I think we'll put it in the next video.